Buying a house in America used to be a milestone. Something ordinary families planned for. Something workers saved toward. Something that felt achievable. Today, for millions of Americans, that dream feels permanently out of reach. Home prices have exploded. Interest rates have climbed. Rent has become a monthly burden instead of temporary shelter. And yet, beneath the headlines and panic, a quieter truth still exists. Affordable homes still exist in America. Not everywhere. Not in the cities dominating the news. But in specific places where prices, jobs, and daily life still make sense. In this video, we are revealing 10 of the cheapest places to buy a house in America right now. These are not theories. These are real towns and cities where people are buying homes today, not dreaming about them. Places where ownership is still possible. Places where stability has not disappeared. Places where the American housing story is not finished. Why affordable housing still exists in some places? America is not one housing market. It is hundreds of local economies moving at different speeds. While technology hubs, coastal cities, and financial centers experienced explosive growth, many regions were left out of the frenzy. In those areas, prices remained connected to local wages instead of speculation. These places often share similar characteristics. They are driven by manufacturing, logistics, agriculture, healthcare, or regional services. They attract families, retirees, and first-time buyers rather than investors. They are not trendy. They are not glamorous. But they are functional. And that functionality is exactly what keeps them affordable. 1. Toledo, Ohio. Toledo, Ohio stands as one of the most affordable housing markets in the United States today. Located in the Midwest near the Michigan border, Toledo offers home prices that feel almost unreal compared to national averages. Many single-family homes in Toledo cost less than a single year of rent in major metropolitan areas. Entire neighborhoods feature detached houses, yards, and garages at prices that would be considered impossible elsewhere. The city's affordability is tied to its industrial roots. Manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, and education form the backbone of the local economy. These industries provide steady employment without extreme wage inflation, keeping housing demand stable. Toledo also benefits from its proximity to Lake Erie, offering waterfront access, parks, and recreation. Cost of living remains low across the board, from utilities to groceries to transportation. For buyers seeking ownership rather than speculation, Toledo represents one of the clearest opportunities in America. 2. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit has become one of the most misunderstood housing markets in the country. While its past struggles are well documented, its present reality is far more complex. Home prices in Detroit remain among the lowest in major American cities. Entire neighborhoods offer solid housing stock at prices accessible to first-time buyers and working families. The city has seen steady revitalization in recent years. Healthcare, automotive innovation, logistics, and entrepreneurship continue to rebuild the economic base. While challenges remain, the cost-to-opportunity ratio is unmatched. Detroit is not for speculation, it is for long-term ownership. For buyers willing to focus on stable neighborhoods and realistic expectations, Detroit offers a rare combination of affordability, size, and infrastructure. 3. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland is another Midwestern city where homeownership is still achievable for average earners. Housing prices remain low compared to national standards, especially considering the city's size and amenities. Cleveland's economy is anchored by healthcare, education, manufacturing, and regional commerce. Major hospital systems and universities provide consistent employment and stability. Neighborhoods across Cleveland offer older homes with character, strong community ties, and manageable property taxes. While appreciation is slow, long-term stability is high. Cleveland proves that affordability does not require isolation. It offers culture, sports, education, and opportunity without the crushing costs associated with larger cities. 4. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh represents one of the strongest affordability, -2, -quality, -life ratios in the country. Once defined by steel, the city has quietly transformed into a hub for healthcare, education, and technology. Despite economic growth, home prices remain relatively low. Buyers can still find well-maintained homes in livable neighborhoods without extreme competition. Pittsburgh benefits from geographic constraints that prevent unchecked sprawl, helping preserve community stability. While prices have risen modestly, they remain accessible compared to coastal and Sunbelt cities. For buyers seeking affordability without sacrificing infrastructure, Pittsburgh continues to stand out. 5. Memphis. Tennessee Memphis offers one of the most affordable housing markets in the southern United States. The city's economy is driven by logistics, healthcare, manufacturing, and transportation. Major employers provide stable jobs while housing prices remain grounded. Many homes are available at prices far below the national median, particularly in residential neighborhoods outside the city center. Memphis attracts buyers seeking lower taxes, lower costs, and a slower pace of life. Property taxes remain manageable, and the overall cost of living supports ownership rather than constant financial strain. For families and long-term residents, Memphis offers affordability with economic relevance. Good video. Call to action natural. If this video is already changing how you see housing in America, take a moment to like the video. It helps more people find real information instead of headlines designed to create panic. And comment home if ownership still matters to you. Why these markets are often ignored. Affordable housing markets rarely dominate national conversations. They do not generate clicks or headlines. They do not support fast speculation. Instead, they support stability. These cities grow slowly. Prices rise gradually. Communities remain intact. For buyers focused on living rather than flipping, these characteristics are advantages, not weaknesses. So far, we have covered 5 American cities where buying a house is still possible today. But there are more places like this across the country. We will explore 5 additional locations where affordability remains real, including towns that are quietly absorbing buyers priced out of larger markets. Some of these places may surprise you. The American dream of homeownership has not disappeared. It has relocated. And the next 5 places prove it. The American housing story. We explored cities where affordability still exists. Not because of luck, but because of balance. These places avoided the speculative frenzy that reshaped much of the country. Now, we move forward. The next 5 locations on this list are often overlooked, underestimated, or misunderstood. Yet, they remain some of the most affordable places in America to buy a home today. These are not cities of hype. They are cities of function. And that is exactly why they remain affordable. 6. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis remains one of the most affordable large metro areas in the United States. Despite its size, infrastructure, and history, home prices remain far below the national average. The city offers a wide range of housing options, from historic brick homes to modest single-family properties. Many neighborhoods provide ownership opportunities that are completely inaccessible in other metropolitan areas. St. Louis has a diverse economy supported by healthcare, education, manufacturing, logistics, and regional commerce. Major employers provide stability rather than volatility. Cost of living remains low, allowing homeowners to manage mortgages without constant financial pressure. Property taxes and daily expenses remain reasonable, supporting long-term ownership. St. Louis proves that affordability does not require isolation. It requires economic balance. 7. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham is one of the most affordable housing markets in the southern United States. Home prices remain low, while the city continues to modernize and grow. The local economy is supported by healthcare, education, banking, and manufacturing. Large medical systems and universities provide consistent employment, keeping demand steady rather than inflated. Neighborhoods across Birmingham offer detached homes with yards at prices that feel increasingly rare in America. For families and first-time buyers, the city provides an entry point into ownership without extreme financial risk. Birmingham also benefits from lower taxes and lower insurance costs compared to many other regions. This makes the total cost of ownership more manageable over time. For buyers seeking affordability with long-term livability, Birmingham stands quietly but confidently. 8. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa has gained national attention for affordability, but home prices remain relatively low compared to most American cities. The city offers a mix of suburban neighborhoods, historic districts, and modern developments. Housing prices remain accessible because growth has been controlled rather than explosive. Tulsa's economy is supported by energy, aerospace, manufacturing, healthcare, and technology. The city has actively invested in infrastructure and workforce development without driving housing speculation. Cost of living is low, and homeownership remains within reach for average earners. Utilities, groceries, and transportation costs remain manageable, supporting financial stability. Tulsa demonstrates how intentional growth can preserve affordability. 9. El Paso, Texas. El Paso stands as one of the most affordable large cities in Texas and the United States. Despite its size and strategic location, home prices remain significantly below national averages. The city's economy is supported by military installations, healthcare, logistics, and cross-border trade. These sectors provide steady employment rather than volatile booms. Housing stock in El Paso includes single-family homes, modest developments, and established neighborhoods. Many properties offer space and privacy at prices unattainable in other parts of Texas. El Paso also benefits from a lower cost of living overall, which helps homeowners manage expenses beyond the mortgage. For buyers seeking affordability in a growing state, El Paso remains one of the strongest options. 10. Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown is one of the most affordable housing markets in America today. Home prices remain among the lowest nationwide, offering unmatched entry points into ownership. The city's affordability is rooted in its post-industrial history. While manufacturing declined decades ago, housing prices never rebounded to speculative levels. Today, Youngstown's economy is supported by healthcare, education, logistics, and regional services. While growth is modest, stability is strong. Homes in Youngstown often cost less than a down payment in larger cities. This makes ownership accessible to buyers who have been priced out elsewhere. Youngstown represents the extreme end of affordability in America, where ownership remains possible for nearly anyone willing to commit long-term. What all 10 places have in common? These 10 cities share a fundamental truth. They are not driven by hype. They are not driven by speculation. They are driven by real economies and real people. Their housing markets remain connected to wages, not headlines. That connection is what keeps ownership possible. As more Americans abandon overpriced markets, these cities are quietly absorbing new residents. Over time, that pressure will likely increase prices. But today, affordability still exists. The future of affordable housing. Affordable housing in America is shrinking, but it has not disappeared. It is relocating to places where growth is slower, expectations are realistic, and communities are stable. Buyers willing to rethink location may still find opportunity. Homeownership was never meant to be easy, but it was never meant to be impossible either. These cities prove that the door is still open. If this video gave you hope about owning a home in America, like the video so more people can see real information instead of fear-driven headlines. Comment home and share. Which city surprised you the most? Subscribe to the Facts Orbit for honest facts about places, prices, and possibilities that shape real lives. The American dream did not disappear. It moved quietly away from noise, away from speculation. And for those willing to follow it, homeownership is still waiting.